What happens if you miss a dose of Retatrutide? Well, you miss your shot by a day or a week and your brain immediately can jump to worst case scenario. But let me explain why one missed dose is almost never the emergency people think it is, and the one mistake that can actually land you in trouble. So this is the important part. This weekly clock and the long half-life that causes dose Retatrutide once a week is because the molecule hangs around in your body for days. A half-life is simply the time it takes for half of the drug to clear from your blood. And Retatrutide's is long enough, roughly 144 hours, that in the phase 1 first-in-human study concluded its pharmacokinetic supporting this once-weekly dosing. Here's the thing you want to picture. I mean, think of this as a reservoir that drains slowly. You know, if you skip the top up and the water level dips, it doesn't run dry. Like, it's still there in your body. So don't worry if you miss that dose. I mean, we've all done this, but the long tail is exactly what the buffers mean when it comes to this missed dose. It's like there's plenty of room in there. But when the titration schedule exists, the phase 2 obesity trial deliberately climbed the dose in steps. Now, this is the important part. So if you miss a dose, maybe you've gone 10 days and you go back to your current dose, you may get some gastrointestinal side effects. Now, in these phase 2 obesity trials, what they did is they took Retatrutide 1 milligram per week to 2 milligrams to 4 milligrams, but they did it slowly over time and then slowly climbed to 8 milligrams and then 12 milligrams. And they found in every group that they tested, the 2 milligram versus 4 milligram starting place reduced gastrointestinal side effects. Now, what we've seen clinically with tirzepatide and other GLP-1s is starting at a much lower dose. 2 milligrams, 4 milligrams may be the highest we'd go, but starting at a much lower dose and then easing into the GLP-1 landscape is much easier on the body. So here's another study where they found that the gradual climb lets your body adapt to incretin signaling before you reach the full therapeutic dose. And what they found is that the timing and the level both matter for tolerability, because the mistake that people actually make is this missed dose temptation where you want to double up. I've had clients do this as well, where they'll take the dose and they will want to increase the time it takes or decrease the time it takes for them to have this reduction in hunger, but they're actually just end up having a lot of GI symptoms. So be patient with it. There's no magic pill out there. You want to stack in your nutritional lifestyle in place. Make sure you're getting plenty of protein. Make sure in the morning you're getting workouts. We call this the 30-30 principle. 30 minutes upon waking as the sun's rising. Get out in the sun, do a workout, and then as the sun's setting, go for a walk, especially after dinner. It's a great way to get glucose out of your blood into your muscles, which is where you want it stored. Because on the GLP-1, if you've missed a dose and, let's say it was on Friday that you took it the week prior, and then it's Sunday and you realize you missed that dose, or maybe you're traveling, forgot to take it with you. Well, you can use it on Sunday, but if you're at a higher dose, if you're at that 8 to 12 milligram dosing, then you may want to just try taking maybe like 7 or 6 milligrams, take a smaller amount instead of just trying to go to the full amount to limit the amount of GI symptoms that you may have. But like I said, in that reservoir analogy, it's not like everything's gone, but if you've got a full week, then make sure that you either talk to your provider, so it's not an emergency, but you can confirm the plan, just adjust your titration if symptoms crop up. So if you're someone who struggles with having sensitivity in your GI tract and you're not quite sure if going right back to that same dose that you were at, if it took you several weeks to get to that dose and you've missed a full week, that means the half-life is gone. So you've got virtually no Retatrutide left in your system. So it might be wise to titrate it back down. But once again, talk to your provider. This is not medical advice. This is me sharing information and research on Retatrutide and other peptides. If you want to get expert world-class medical guidance, go to agelessfuture.com. We've got a team of medical doctors, nurse practitioners, PAs, licensed acupuncturists, a whole team that can help you figure out what's best for you within the structure of labs. So if you go to agelessfuture.com, we can get your labs ran there, and then you can really see what's going to be best for you. So let's talk about the phase 3 TRIUMPH program. So this is still ongoing as of end of July of 2026. So nothing's been published. There's no real world adherence results, but here's what we do know. Retatrutide, it's this triple agonist, and that means there's one molecule that simultaneously activates 3 receptors. It's a GLP-1 receptor agonist, it's a GIP, and it has glucagon. And so all of these agonists, that means you're getting more expression of these particular peptide pathways. And they're all designed as this once weekly subcutaneous injection with a long half-life that buffers single dose delays. So in the phase 2 clinical trial, the obesity trial, in 338 adults, it confirmed that dose levels drive tolerability and that gradual titration matters. And this was published in the New England Journal of Medicine in 2023, but it frames the weekly schedule and titration scheme as the practical backbone of tolerability. Unless you just love GI issues, if you love that sense of nausea, kind of that low affect of not feeling like there's any hope in the world, it's a real problem. And especially if you titrate too quickly, which we see a lot, especially in clients who've come in using semaglutide or tirzepatide, or the doctor just escalated their dosing very quickly. We find that slower escalation, working in lifestyle patterns is the best practice. And we've also found that once we can get your lifestyle built around what your goals are that you're trying to accomplish, then you don't need to depend on a GLP-1 or anything else when it comes to your long-term health, because the biggest thing we're looking for is how can we get you as healthy as possible in the shortest of time possible with the fewest amount of inputs. And that includes the level of dosing that goes into some of these peptides. And as you know, one of the major side effects of retatrutide, semaglutide, tirzepatide is going to be this GI issue. And the GI issue can lead to nausea, it can lead to constipation. It can make you feel just kind of like so lethargic, and you don't want to eat, so your blood sugar starts dropping. It's not good for you. And so if you have missed a dose and you're somebody who is type A and you're like, I can't believe I missed that, and you want to double up, just know that that generally raises your risk. And it can create a lot of panic inside your body because of this affect of the GLP-1s. It slows down gastric emptying. And so when you slow down gastric emptying, what you're going to notice is just this complete sense of nausea and no appetite. And I've seen this pattern many times. I've seen this pattern where patients have come in, they said, GLP-1s don't work, I just get sick from them. We look at the dose that the doctor put them on is way too high. And so we look at the labs and we first determine, is a GLP-1 right for you? There's so many different peptides that work on different pathways in your body. And so finding out the right peptide pathway is the real secret to this medicine. This is signaling medicine. These molecules, they go in and they drive a response in your body that's already there. They're just reminding the body how to communicate. And so if you're thinking about, do I increase my dose? Do I decrease my dose? The real question is, are you getting gastrointestinal events? Have you actually looked at your gut? Have you done a stool test to see, are there infections? Do you have an overgrowth of candida or certain bacteria? We see in a lot of our clients, they have very poor pancreatic enzyme function. They don't break down proteins. They also don't break down fats very well. And so before you'd ever start on a GLP-1, the thing you want to do is get your blood labs ran and then run a gut test very shortly, either before you start it or very shortly after you've started the GLP-1, so you can make sure there's no infections, that your body is actually might end up having more side effects from the GLP-1 because of the infection in your gut. You also want to make sure that you're calming your nervous system down, because the digestive system, it's that sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous response. And so by calming down your nervous system, you get a better response from the gut to the brain, and that makes everything work so much better. So for those of you who want to go deeper, go to agelessfuture.com and I'll see you there. I'm Regan Archibald. Thanks for watching these videos. Please leave a comment, send it to your friends, family, coworkers who are worried about missing a dose.